Guys, welcome back to our channel. Looking for a cute way to give Eid this Eid? Today I'm making this beautiful crochet floral drawstring pouch, perfect for Eid or tiny gifts. Not just an Eid pouch, it can also hold jewelry, coins, earbuds or tiny gifts. So let's begin with the tutorial now. Okay, to begin with, the items that I have used for this floral pouch is these 4 colored yarns. These yarns are a blend of cotton and acrylic. You can use any type of yarn you want, any color you want. And the crochet hook that I have used is of 2.5 mm and a pair of scissors. Okay, so start by making the flower center. I'm starting with making a magic ring first, and then I will chain 3. Okay, lock the magic ring and then make chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then make 1 double crochet into the ring, then chain 1, and now make 2 incomplete double crochets. Okay, that means you just have to pull through 2 loops in each step, and then finally you have to pull through all loops to complete the cluster. We have to make a set of 8 clusters for this round. So I'll make these and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Tighten to close the loop of the magic ring. After completing the last cluster, slip stitch into the first stitch to close the round. So first stitch was our chain 3, that was acting as a first double crochet. Now chain 1, then cut the yarn and fasten off. And here our center part of the flower is complete. Now we will move on to making the petals of our flowers. Here I am taking the shade baby pink. So here I will insert the yarn like this into one of the chain spaces, and then I will do chain 4, 3 and 4, and in the same chain space I will make 4 treble crochets. And once all my treble crochets are made, I will insert the hook into the first stitch of the chain and slip stitch with the last loop to form a petal. Okay, and then I will chain 3. That forms our first petal. So we have 8 chain spaces, so in total we will be having 8 petals for this round. So again we have to follow the same step. In that, chain 4 was acting as a first treble crochet, so in a total of 5 treble crochets have to be made in each chain space to form each petal. So once again completing my last treble crochet, and then I am inserting my hook into the first treble crochet of this round, and then doing a slip stitch and doing chain 3. Okay, so you have to repeat the same steps to form each petal, and I'll complete this round and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here I am on the last petal of the round. I have done the chain 3, and now I will do a slip stitch into the 4th chain of the first petal. Chain 1 and then cut off the yarn. You can weave in the ends as we progress with the later part of the tutorial, so that there is no extra yarn that is coming out from our rounds. Okay, now we will move on to making the leaf part of our pouch. So first insert your hook in one of the chain spaces and do chain 3. Okay, and then you have to make 2 incomplete double crochets in the same way you made in the center part of the flower. Okay, and then you have to chain 2 and do a single crochet in the next chain space. Again you have to chain 2, a single crochet in the same chain space. Again chain 2, and you have to put a set of 3 incomplete double crochets in the next chain space. Okay, you have to yarn over and pull through 2 loops each time, and then finally you have to yarn over and pull through all the loops. Once you are done with the 3 incomplete double crochets, you have to do 3 chains, and again you have to put set of 3 double crochet clusters in the same chain space. Okay, then you have to chain 2, again 1 single crochet in the chain space, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and again in the next chain space 3 double crochet clusters, chain 3 and 3 double crochet clusters. I will also mention the written pattern as well, so that you guys don't have any confusion following the audio part. Carry the extra yarn along and crochet over it while completing the round, so it gets neatly hidden inside the stitches. I'll be completing the rest of the part and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here I'm completing the last set of double crochet cluster of the first chain space that was left. Okay, so I'm completing that, and then I'll chain 3 and I'll do a slip stitch into the third chain. Okay, that was acting as our first double crochet. So slip stitch, chain 1, and then cut off the yarn. Now we will move on to forming the granny square border. Start in the corner space and then chain 3. After we are done with chain 3, we will place 2 double crochets in the same space. In the next space, make 3 double crochets. Continue placing 3 double crochets in each space along the side. Just remember, in every corner we have to work 3 double crochets, 3 chains and 3 double crochets. I will complete the round and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so here I am completing my last set of 3 double crochets in my corner space. So I'll complete that and then I'll chain 3 and do a slip stitch into the third chain. Okay, that was acting as a first double crochet. Same pattern will be followed for round 2 of the border as well as that of the round 1. I'll be completing this and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so I have reached the end of this round and I'm completing the last set of 3 double crochets in the corner chain space, and I'm ending this with doing a slip stitch in the third chain. Okay, that was acting as a first double crochet. Okay, then I'll chain one and I'll cut off this yarn. So now our granny square pattern corner is ready. Make 2 pieces of the same granny square pattern. These 2 pieces will be joined together to form the pouch. To join the 2 pieces, start by chaining 1. Place the 2 squares together and join them using single crochets along the edges. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch to attach both pieces together. Just remember that the joining of the 2 pieces will only be on 3 sides. Leave one side open to form the opening of the pouch. At each corner, make 3 single crochets to maintain the shape. I'll finish this part and I'll meet you at the end of this joining round. Okay, so here I've reached the end stitches and I'll just make 1 single crochet. And then I'll slip stitch into the corner space of only one of the piece. Okay, and then I'll start making 3 chains and then I'll put 2 double crochets in the same corner space. So once that is done, I'll continue working 3 double crochets in each chain space along the edge. So remember that we will be working in a round direction, first covering the stitches of one piece and then we'll continue around the other piece following the same pattern, that is working 3 double crochets in each chain space. Okay, so I'll be completing this round and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so here I've reached the last chain space and I'm completing the last set of 3 double crochets, and I'll be closing this round by doing a slip stitch into the third chain. Okay, that was acting as a first double crochet in the first chain space. Okay, so for round 2 of the edge design, start by chaining 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now make 1 double crochet in the same space. Now in the next space, work 1 double crochet. Then chain 2 and again place 1 double crochet into the same space. Okay, so you have to repeat this pattern all the way around the edge. That is 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet in each of the spaces. This round forms the chain spaces that will later be used to pass the drawstring through, allowing the pouch to close. I'll complete this and I'll meet you guys at the end of this round. Okay, so I have reached the end of this round and now I'm placing the last set of double crochet, chain 2 and double crochet, and now I'll just close the round by doing a slip stitch into the third chain. Okay, so here I'm doing a slip stitch to close the round and then I'll chain 1 and I'll cut off the yarn. Okay, now we will be attaching the pink yarn and start working the top edge design of the pouch. Okay, so now you have to listen carefully to this part. In the previous round, we created V and inverted V spaces, and we'll now work different stitches in each of them. Okay, so in V's, we will be working a set of 4 double crochets, and in the inverted V's, we'll be working single crochet each. Okay, so start by inserting your hook in one of the V's, and then you take the pink yarn and you start doing chain 2. Okay, and then you have to place 3 double crochets into this space. Once this is done, you will be placing 1 single crochet in the next space. Here you can see it looks like an inverted V. You will be placing 1 single crochet in that. And once again in the next V space you will start putting 4 double crochets. This pattern gives us a very neat and colorful finish. Now you have to repeat this pattern all around the edge. I'll complete this round and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so we have reached the end, and now I'm just placing 1 single crochet in that inverted V stitch, and then I'll close this round by doing a slip stitch in the second chain. Okay, and then I'll just chain 1 and I'll cut off the yarn. So here our pouch is complete, and now we will move on to the string part of the pouch. To make the drawstring, you have to create 2 separate strings by making 70 chains each. So here both my strings are ready. Now let's move on to inserting them into the pouch now. So start inserting the string from the corner space. Okay, and then you have to keep weaving it through the spaces where the single crochets were made. Okay, so you have to follow this pattern and you have to continue doing this until the string comes out from the other end. I'll be placing the rest of it and I'll meet you at the end. Now knot the 2 ends of the string so it stays secure. You can also add beads at the end of the string for decoration. I have not added anything, but you can add it. Now take the second string and insert it from the corner space. And you have to pass it through the same spaces as that of the previous string. The only difference is that the 2 ends of this string will come out on the opposite side. Okay, so I'll be completing this also and I'll meet you at the end. And with this string also I'll place a double knot here. Okay, to tightly secure it. You can place third knot also if you are finding it a bit loose. And now trim the extra yarn from the ends of the strings to keep it neat. And here is our finished crochet pouch. Small, cute and perfect for keeping little treasures. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you try making one. And if you like this tutorial, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more crochet projects. Till then, happy crocheting!